Well, welcome to the podcast. Nathan Newberry here, your host. I got John Graham Harper here. He is known for the Lumaflex, which is the red light therapy, but he is also a well-known business entrepreneur. He has so many different insights on like AI businesses. He's a professional bodybuilder himself. He has some other, things with Forbes and connections with like fight. I mean, he's just all over the place. Amazing entrepreneur, helping people. We're going to go into depth even toward the end. So stay tuned till the end. We're going to go into geeking out about some biohacking and some really cool health stuff that's going to pertain. And we're also going to talk about some of the things around entrepreneurship and his tactics around AI and business, team, sales, marketing. And so stay till the end while we're walking through some of this. It'll be really helpful for you as you're tuning in. As a gift for everybody that's listening in, down below in the description, there's a workshop I created for you if you're wanting to build an online business and want to know how to build a media team, get consistency with ads, know how to leverage AI and team, all that. That's a free gift of a training down below that is going to be really helpful for you. Go check that out. John, as we dive in, I want to ask you a question that I ask everybody, which is like, what is high performance? Like you're a serial entrepreneur. You're a fitness guy, which is not always easy for everybody. It's a journey. It's one of those painful things that you have to go through to endure to be able to get to a point where you're on the stage at like a single digit body fat, you know, thing. I mean, just leading up to that is pretty tough. Not many people do it. And then also building teams and businesses, like high performance is at the what you do. It's the pinnacle you do. Describe what that means to you and how you live it out.
High performance, what does it mean to me? I would say that high performance is basically being able to adapt and manage stress. That's sort of, for me, that's sort of the simple way to put it. It's sort of understanding that to be a high performer comes with a lot of challenges. So it's being able to accept, appreciate, and conquer those challenges. That kind of makes you a high performer. My favorite sport, my passion's boxing. We can talk about that later. But what I really love is F1 racing. You know, these drivers that drive these cars, and these cars are like, this is the fastest car in the world. And they're dealing with just having a career of, there's so much pressure and stress to get to the point to be able to drive that car. Then they have to deal with the car each race, different tracks, and they also have to compete and try to get a high placing and get points. And I always look at them as a good reference for an athlete that if you can clearly see that the stress and pressure is something that in order to get to that level to drive that car, you have to really be good at it. You have to really be good at managing pressure and stress and focus, because one wrong move in the car and it can be your last drive, right? So I sort of see it like that. If that answers your question?
Yeah. I mean, it's insightful. I mean, to kind of see your perspective of through all the things that you're going through and what you're seeing. I mean, the athletes and everything, they have to be laser-like focused and also be aware of like how to handle stuff. Like I want to get your thoughts on this too. I mean, I think that you see people overreact, right? Like throwing chairs, desk or whatever. I think sometimes those Hollywood moments that people do. I mean, but you're seeing people that are just out of control or dealing with their families or stressed at work. And then they come home and they give it to their family and it's not healthy by any means.
Yes.
And they're not dealing and coping with stress, like you're saying.
Yes.
Like,
yeah.
How do you go about dealing with that? I mean, you got so many wheels spinning as an entrepreneur, you're married yourself. Like, how do you go about dealing with those kind of stresses and challenges in itself?
Yeah, it's like that. You have to have this balance because, to be creative, to be daring, to achieve a lot, like in sport or like the F1 analogy, and in business as well, you do need to be a little bit crazy. And the passion is a big part of that, but you have to manage it. You can't go too off the top. Like really good CEOs and entrepreneurs that do very big things, impactful things that inspire not just their end customer, but their partners, their teams. They're a little crazy. They always try new things. And this kind of personality, I'm very much like that. And I am the personality that can also go the other way and flip a table, like you said. So you have to kind of see that that's part of being, a leader and, seeing a vision and being a high performer, like you said, there's a time and place to be ecstatic and to release because it can cultivate creativity and vision. But there's, more often than not, it's more calmness is what wins, right?
Yeah.
That's what gets you through the storm is when you sort of tell your team we're going to be okay. And then they hold on to you, like you're the
Yeah.
rock, right? And when you see, if you exercise this and you see like how it's impactful to, your team, your family, your friends, then you're inspired to do it more. And
Yeah.
this is speaking from my experience.
Yeah. So something that you're doing right now is Lumaflex. Like talk about that a little bit of like what you do right now and how you're serving people.
Lumaflex I mean, right now we are at 9 design and innovation awards, global awards, and I'm nominated for my 10th award, which I'm really excited about.
Yeah.
10 awards for a company is very, very, very cool. Um, because product development is a big part of obviously from when you're building a product, manufacturing, all of this, creating a product that really does well and that serves a problem, right? That is a solution. And for me, what I focused on was a portable red light therapy device. So red light therapy, what is red light therapy? Red light therapy it's from the sun. It's nothing magical made in a laboratory with a bunch of Einsteins, tinkering. It's just from the sun and specific nanometers from the sun, red and infrared light. That's available to us during sunrise and sunset. And these nanometers of light are very beneficial to our body. They energize our cells. So we've taken 2 specific nanometers for the current product line. We've taken 630 for red light and 850 for infrared light. And the difference between red and infrared is just the depth at which it goes into the body. Red light's about 1 inch, infrared light's about 4 inches, and that travels through your skin and energizes your mitochondria, like the engine of your cell. It's like the engine of an F1 car, right? And this energizing the engine of the cell allows the cell to do what it's supposed to do. The cell does its job. And if you have this increased cellular energy, you get increased blood circulation, increased ATP, and this also has a reduction in inflammation. So red and infrared light is very helpful for reducing inflammation. And with that, that's where it can be used as a pain management solution because it's natural, it's non-invasive, and there's literally no negative side effects. So the mission that Lumaflex is on, and from my personal pain story, is to try to heal the world with natural means of healing rather than going to pharmaceuticals and going down this path. And in my family and in my close family, this has been a problem. Looking with medication, Lumaflex is very much a personal story. It's my personal sort of growth story, and
Yeah.
it all started it's like 7 years ago, roughly around 7 years ago. I had a lot of injuries being competing because I did a lot of fitness businesses. I did fitness tech businesses, AI businesses. And throughout that time being involved in these fitness businesses, I would compete a lot. I wanted to be very much practice what you preach kind of person. I wanted to, it's good for your personal brand to also be active if you're
Mhm.
also in fitness. In my opinion, I think it's good. It's healthy. Helps the company grow because it has a good the leader is also very active. But I was very aggressive and extremely, I would say, looking back in retrospect, I was very self-destructive. I was always like murdering and pushing myself, really pushing, beating myself up. And my sport was rugby. And rugby took a real rough toll where I broke both my shoulders and my left knee. And after quitting rugby, because it was just too risky to play it anymore. I went into amateur boxing, and after fighting for 4 years, I started to have these severe headaches. And my girlfriend at the time, who's now my wife, she pushed me to go to the hospital to do a scan, and they found a tumor in my head, which was about the size of my thumb. It was about this big, and that was a big scare for me. And the doctor told me that it was due to impacts to the brain. It was due to this trauma that you were creating. Because he asked me, he's like, "Have you been in a serious car accident?" I was like, "No." Did you fall over as a kid? And then, but I said, "Oh, but I'm compete as an amateur boxer." And he said, "Yeah, this isn't good for you. These impacts, your body can't handle this. This created this tumor." And I had an 11-month window to plan the surgery because if I missed this time, the tumor would go into my brain, and it was not only difficult to use microsurgery, but it could potentially kill me because it was weeding its way into my brain.
Whoa.
So really, really big wake up call, and my whole sort of mission and my internal spirit changed a lot. And that's when I went into medical.
Hmm.
And how I got into medical was, again, my wife pushed me to do red light therapy. She was the one that was pushing me to do it. And
Wow.
I was like, I take all the supplements, like I know how to rehab, I know about fitness. And I remember she had this lamp that she bought me. And the lamp, it belongs in a hospital. It's one of those lamps that you have to wheel around. It's clunky, very ugly thing. Worked fantastic because the aha moment was with my left knee. That was the injury that really was taking a mental toll on me because times it was hard to walk. I couldn't be in a seated position. I was always bandaging it up. I was trying all different kinds of like creams and pills to make the pain go away. And that was for many years. And I remember after a week of using this lamp that she bought, I didn't have the pain anymore. And after another week, I stopped using the device. I was like, I don't need it for my knee. I'm good. So that really triggered an interest into what light therapy was. And that's where I went down the rabbit hole, learned, all these this amazing studies that were coming out and are still coming out about the red light therapy and the human condition. But I wanted to create something that was more suited for me, not this big clunky lamp that you had to
Right.
wheel around the house. I wanted to have the idea was, these videos you get on YouTube where they're like this famous athlete and they're like, what's in his gym bag? And he'll like pull out these like little gadgets he has for his gym bag. I was like, I need the device to be in the gym bag. It has to be like throw in the gym bag, use on the go. And that was sort of the idea with Lumaflex, where we have like, this is the device here. And it is, yeah, very portable. And this is liquid silicone.
Yeah.
And the battery is magnetic. So you get a spare battery with the Body Pro. And this one is IP67, which is a waterproof rating. And I had the idea to like make it really durable. Like put it in the sand, it'll be fine. You throw it in the water, it'll be fine. It's like it's never going to break. And a very close friend of mine, one of my absolute best friends to this day, was a gentleman who's served in the military as a sniper, and he was cleaning a gun, and the gun fell on his back, and he got very, very bad sciatica in his back.
Hmm.
And he was another very key inspiration for the device because he uses it now and he's found relief. But I was like, I want to make a device that could go into the military. That was
Yeah.
to really show the expression of the product design, very durable, waterproof, flexible so it can contour to any joint or muscle. You don't need to have a knee brace and an elbow brace. You can have one device that molds to any of those areas. And and the actual shape of the Lumaflex, it took about 3 months to decide on this shape because I wanted to address the number one pain in America right now, which is the lower back. So I wanted a large enough surface area, but if I went too big, it would kind of lose that portability. We couldn't really guarantee that someone would throw it into their bag, take it to work, take it to the kids' soccer practice, take it on a camping trip. It had to be a certain size, but also enough surface area to address that lower back. But yeah, then this was the Body Pro, and then the Essential came later. This is more for retail, and the Essential is exactly the same. It's just the battery is fixed and it's not waterproof. It's sweat resistant. Like you can still clean it. And also the Body Pro has an app. So there's special features you can use.
Very cool.
But that's kind of there's the long and the short of how it kind of all,
Yeah.
with those lows comes a big high. I had this major life-changing moment with the surgery. And I really appreciate my wife who pushed me into those right directions. Like I was saying about that crazy personality that is always trying new things. She is very much the other kind of more stable, more calm, more collected. And I
Mhm.
believe that this is a really good, it's a winning sort of formula, because sure, there's times that I want to flip a table, but I'm always sort of brought back down, with her and her attitude and her approach. It's good to think about these things, right? In a podcast, it helps to,
Yeah, you
makes you
definitely
thankful.
process it when you go through it, yeah.
Yeah, makes you real thankful.
So, like, I wanna get your thoughts on this. I mean, you went from the fitness side and you started different businesses, all sorts of stuff, and then you've had this moment with this, with your tumor and everything, and it kinda shifted your whole paradigm and your perspective, and now you're
Yeah.
trying to get this out to retail and stuff. Like, is this healthy for kids? Can kids do it? I mean,
Yeah, I
is it
mean,
just an adult thing?
red light therapy has zero negative side effects. It's just from the sun.
Yeah,
The only thing to consider is someone who has an allergy to light, has like a skin condition. But those people are very well aware they have this reaction. And usually when they go outside, they always have an umbrella or they wear protection.
that's a really small amount of
Yeah,
people,
very,
seems like.
yeah, and they're very aware of it, and they usually, if they do light therapy, they'll maybe use like certain nanometers or certain different colors in the light spectrum, and they'll consult their doctor about it, and it'll be something that they'll talk about. But we on our manual, like I must say, don't use if you have a heart condition, don't use if you're pregnant. But if I'm talking with all my light therapy scientists that I know that have devoted their lives to red light therapy, they will say, absolutely use it if you're pregnant. Absolutely use it if you have a heart condition. Like literally it can be for a baby, like a baby can use it all the way up until, the final weeks of somebody's life. It's just
So,
cellular energy.
how does it help? Like, is it just the red light, it just goes into your skin and then just repairs the cells? Is that kinda how?
Yes. Gives energy to your cells. So it isn't that when we have inflammation, if we have like a disease, or we have a broken knee, or we have like acne on our face, or we're dealing with stress from, losing our job, or dealing with a loved one who's passed away. It's all inflammation. The body is it's all just inflammation. It's not that the light heals you. The light gives energy to your cells to heal themselves. So your body is healing itself, and your body can heal itself. It's just operating at an energy deficit.
Mhm.
And the reason for that is back in Bible times, right? Our exposure to sunlight was much greater. I mean, they say that 95%, uh, we're 95% deficient in sunlight now compared to how we were in Bible times. So we always had access to the sunlight to hit for this cellular energy. But we're always indoors now, and we're always under artificial light. And artificial light has been clinically proven to actually increase inflammation. I
Mm.
mean, that's why there's those, those blue light blockers? You see people wear these yellow glasses. There you go. Yes, there exactly. Yes. So that's to keep away the artificial light. And then so if we're keeping away the artificial light, and then we have the healthy light, we have the light that's good for us, the red and infrared light. That's something that we can give our bodies energy, and give our bodies energy to heal.
Mhm.
So that's sort of the thing that everybody, they think it's just for beauty, because the LED masks now are all over the world. Everyone's doing LED masks. So they kind of confine it into this place of it's only for beauty, for collagen production, right? For anti-wrinkle, anti-acne.
Yeah.
But where there's a lot of wonderful research is not just for pain, like chronic pain, but also for very serious diseases, like serious brain diseases. For eye health, that's a very exciting space, is eye health, and
That
how
sounds.
eye doctors are actually incorporating light therapy to help with eye diseases. Like I remember, I think it was, yeah, I think on Joe Rogan, I can't remember the episode, but there was an episode where Joe Rogan talked about he now looks at the LEDs. He actually looks at them for 3 minutes a day. And he doesn't have to use glasses anymore. And when
What?
he
That's
mentioned
wild.
that, everyone started to get excited about it. And now we're seeing a lot of studies. And now it's sort of the known sort of treatment to support eyes is 3 minutes a day looking at the light. Whereas
That's
before it was forbidden, do not look at the LEDs. That was sort of the
Yeah, I see
Woo.
like guys like Brian Johnson, right? He has those huge panels, like the ones that you're talking about that you have to wheel around. That's like really clinical, and he has two of them that he's pins up in a little speedo or naked, and he has these old goggles, and they're
Yes.
really, it's like it's interesting how this works. I mean, I even see guys that have those hats that have the LED things in it,
Yeah.
or like the mask that you're talking about. It's like you're getting really serious about that, and that's interesting. I mean, people that are balding, people that need help with every I get I think the easy lift from everybody is like, if you're sore or you go from the gym and use red light therapy, like those, the thing that you have that covers your body, and then you're gonna feel so much better after for a while.
That's right. Yeah, the hair growth is that's a big part of the market. I know some of those hats can be like $5,000. That's a good that's a hefty price. There's
Yeah,
yeah, the larger panels, all of that, those are all fantastic. I always tell people like it's just if you have something at home like a larger panel and you use it, great, wonderful. But not everyone's like Brian Johnson where he wakes up at this certain time and he has this smoothie and he goes into oxygen chamber. A lot of us are like, "Oh, I'm late, tell your kid to get ready or
yeah.
you're busy, you're moving." So I want to focus on the portable one that is like the one that you can use no matter where
Yeah.
else.
I
That was
love
kind
that
of the
because I think so many of them are like, there's like boxes, there's like even a little bit of portable ones, but nothing that is flexible like that, that is a lot more movable on the go type of thing. So it's cool. I wanted to get your take on this, being an athlete and seeing it and then supporting all these boxing and endeavors and stuff like this. And what, like, I'm a biohacker. Like I take, vitamins and supplements and then, all sorts of stuff that, because I want to be optimal in my life, right? Like we
yeah,
have
yeah.
one life, it's short. I always want to extend it as much as I possibly can, not to the detriment where I'm just like this, plugged in, person that's, 90 years old, but doesn't really have a quality of life. I want, a life that's well lived, that can be supportive. I don't feel like a drag. I feel good. I feel good for my family. Like I'm shredded and jacked. Like those are, amazing things that I think less than 1% of people actually have. And I think a lot of listeners to this podcast are like you and I, that want to be optimal in life and in business, and survive and live in a way that's really, uh, thriving. What are some things outside of just the Loom flex that you have that are allowing you to direct like some of the things that are going to be held? What are the things that you do personally, or what you've seen people do, in
Mhm.
fitness or supplements or health? I want to get your take on, yeah,
Yeah,
optimal.
it's usually where you find hacks is when you found something that works for your particular lifestyle, whether you travel or your routine, your daily routine that you can do consistently. Because like that's why supplements for me, it does because I travel a lot and I like to be on the move. I sort of go where the opportunity is. I'm very quick to like to move. Me and the wife are not really settled down with kids yet. We're still in that phase where we're building, so we're moving a lot. And for me, I'm like, if I have to carry all these containers of supplements with me, it's like, ugh, I wish I could. And then, I see these little cartons where you can pull the pills out and you can get it. It's just never really worked for me. So I've
Mm,
always tried to find something that is more for, just my lifestyle. And I think that's the thing is you look for the thing that you can do this same time next year. You're saying, could I do this for a year and this exact same time next year, I'll be doing the same thing. And that's sort of the race that I was racing with other light therapy products with Lumaflex. But for me, after not doing boxing, after not competing for a long time, I started to get very grumpy. I was like, oh, I want to compete again. And that's why that military friend of mine, he was the one who pushed me into bodybuilding. He was like, oh, give it it's basically diet and you train. You're never going to get injured. And it's true. It's very, very simple. And for me, particularly my body, I don't know why, but it's very, very easy. The one thing that I do is I don't drink. I don't have any alcohol. And it's not, and of course, there are times there's a business meeting and I may have like a glass of wine. I'm not like, no alcohol. I'm not, I'm not a trouble about it, but I don't if I have one glass of alcohol, I'm okay. I'm done. I'm like, I'm all right. I don't need to, I don't sort of like, oh, okay, shots. And, I don't sort of go down that whole, I don't drink it, that alcohol. And when it may seem hard to do it, like if somebody listening is sort of like, oh, I heard this story again, quit alcohol and, the grass is greener, da, da, da. I get it. I get it how it can be something that may take a bit of a trial and error rather than completely cutting it. But most of the people globally that I do business with, biohackers, people in medical, nobody drinks. And everybody is, I mean, I don't want to say everyone's like on another level. And I don't want to say like, you're going to have such great success. It's like the thing I don't want to frame it in this way. I'm just saying you'd be very surprised how better your sleep is, how more efficient you work, and most importantly, how your body can stay healthy if you just don't drink. If you're
Mhm.
just like that whole drinking thing, I'll just won't do it. I won't. And there's sometimes a nice steak has a glass of wine, that's fine. But for me, not drinking means like I never get fat because of the sugar. I'm never like lazy or droopy. I'm pretty healthy. And then
Mhm.
the other thing is with food, I don't eat food that's in a packet. Very, very
Processed food, yeah.
rarely if I eat something, I don't open it. I've ordered from a good restaurant or I've ordered from a restaurant. And I'm not saying like some fancy place, just something that was like fresh foods, like vegetables. We cook it. It's on your plate, go. It's not like, it's not, I don't eat much wrapped food. I will never have something in my bag that you open like a protein bar or something like this. Those are kind of my two things that's worked for me. But yeah, won't work for everybody. But those are kind of
And I
my
think there's
simple
something
ones.
to be said about, high performers is we realize that what it's the controllable in essence, right? And how can I do this consistently, right? That's
Yes,
going to
yeah,
be super intentional about the well-being and health of everything that we're doing, right?
yes,
So
exactly.
I I think there is another level, like you're saying that it isn't, but I'm wondering if it is. I mean, another level is you're just aware that this type of food, this type of alcohol just affects me for days
Yeah,
or the next day, that it doesn't allow me to be at the high performing level that I want to be, so I could perform that day that I just have at the moment. The present is all we have that we can control. And so, what we intake, what we drink, what we put on us, like it's like trying to be aware of all these different
yes,
things. And I think there's something to be said about that most people don't. It's like the beginning of the year when people have these goals, New Year's resolution, but it ends by, you know, before, February turns around. So it's just like, I think that there's probably things that we need to look at, like you're realizing it's like even the Lumaflex. It's like that's an easy lift. It doesn't require you to do a bunch of crunches. It doesn't
yeah,
require you to go move somewhere else. Go and travel. It was just like when you're in your office, when you're on the go. So that puppy on, and that's going to be
that's right. That's right. Find those little hacks, those little things.
yeah,
And if you don't find them, the mission is to find them. Can be the fun part. Like I'm gonna experiment. You go into experiment mode. Let me try this. Let me try that. Don't be
yeah.
like, oh, I didn't find it. Enjoy the process of finding your hacks. That's also
I want
fun.
to get your take on AI too, because you have, an AI fitness thing. Like I use ChatGPT all the time as like a fitness coach. Like, hey, this is the supplements. This is what I'm doing. Can I do intermediate fast? Can I do this, that, like you're talking about, like experiment. If I did this, what would it do for me? Like with your AI experience, how do you optimize? Say, what is that different than, open AI with ChatGPT now?
So Impact AI is basically an AI coach that uses the existing camera on your phone or on your computer, your device, and it can watch you as you do exercise and
Interesting.
coach your down to like it's a very smart AI that teaches you like you're going too low, you're not going low enough. You need to straighten this, you need to extend this. So it can train you. And then there's prompts and there's things that basically you can have it as a coach and an actual coach. So
Mhm.
it isn't just the coach telling you do this workout, it's watching you through your camera as
Interesting.
you do it. But yeah, this company was built, the founder. I was part of the founder team, but that was when, my big tumor thing happened and everything, and I kind of had this big reset. So I moved to a partnership as a partner, and the founder, very, very amazing, good friend of mine. This came from COVID. This was a COVID inspired company where
And
we wanted to, when everyone's in lockdown, you want to connect people. And then it kind of gravitated and pivoted lots of times. And now it's we're in the future of like the AI is the future. That's the era we're in, where it's like there was the internet and now there's AI. Like the
yeah,
AI is literally as big as the internet. It's going to
yeah.
be that big thing that takes over everything. It's going to be massive.
How are you using AI though in your business and your day to day?
So obviously for all the ones for off, like to help with work for the operations, chat GPT definitely is something I use a lot. For the company, we're looking to develop a health AI for our app so that when you use the device, it can give you some feedback. And in the future products, I want to develop, like I want to add like trackers and things in there to
Very
help
cool.
the health coach, to help to tell you how to do your red light therapy and when and where. And don't forget your red light therapy, do this certain frequency of pulsing to help with this condition. So that's something, yeah, that's in the design team that we're doing pretty much daily. We talk about this and how to optimize it. And then other than that, it's each in my company, because it's quite global. We got a few offices and now we got production everywhere. Each department, they're tasked to always find and discover how they can optimize their department using AI. And
Mhm.
this is something I heavily encourage. It's kind of like a key part of their, as a department head, or if you're in a department, it's like one of your first things that you need to do is always be looking for ways in which AI can
Right.
optimize what you do. So they get it. They do get incentives in their roles as department if they're using AI, and they're updating their AI and thinking of new
Yeah.
ways to use update. It's a key thing.
I'm
I think
glad you're
every
doing that.
company can do this. They should do this, incentivize.
I told my team 6 months ago, maybe almost, yes, 6 months ago, I was like, we're all out of a business in 6 months if you can't figure out how to adopt. So I want you to think about tools, systems. And my team started doing that. And I caught my team the other day because I asked a question and they just plugged it into AI while we're on our meeting and they gave me the answer and solution. I'm like, hey, kudos. You're using, some different bots that we've created, some different systems and prompts. And so I think that's so essential. And I think so many
Yes.
people are, I think people are realizing AI is that, but many people and organizations are slow to it.
Yes.
Surprisingly enough,
Yes.
it's really interesting.
You'll be
Yeah.
left behind. You can't be slow, guys. Don't be slow, everyone. I mean,
Yeah.
it's coming so fast, and it is now in everything.
Hmm.
And if you can think of a way to use AI, it'll end up being the standard. You know what
Hmm.
I mean? Like it'll end up being the way everyone uses AI.
Well, John, I can talk to you for a long time for about biohacking and AI and business development. I mean, where can people though follow you and connect with you further? I'm going to put all these links down in the description below, but where can people connect with you?
We're Lumaflex.com
Yeah.
is what it's all about. And anybody who reaches out, let's do Instagram, John Graham Fitness, just reach out, say, Nathan, awesome podcast. Here's my email. If you give me your email, I'll register you in our academy where we teach about red light therapy.
Cool.
That's kind of like my big passion in light therapy is teaching people about it and developing courses that we give out to our partners all over the world. So if anybody reaches out to me, if you give me your email, anybody listening, I'll give you access. And that's that one. It's about an hour and a half long video with my light scientist, and it's very engaging. It's not like a boring 1.5 hour long. But of course, you can cut it up and watch it over time. But after that, you will know everything about light therapy,
Very
and
cool.
you'll be able to not only integrate it or choose a product you want to buy, but you'll also be able to talk about it, and you'll be like an enthusiast that you can share everything. So yeah,
Cool.
reach out, John Graham Fitness on Instagram.
I'll put that link down below. John, thank you for being on the podcast today. Everybody that's tuning in, go connect with John. Go connect in down the description with that workshop, and we will see you on the next episode.
Take care, guys. Thanks, Nathan.